Winners Talking podcast. And quickly, before we get into this, man wants to let you know that we got the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. Game changer. Shout out Manscaped for the care packages, and we just wanted to let you know that if you use the code WINNERS, you get 20% off all your grooming needs. Not only are they got the landscape
and free shipping as well.
The free shipping. Trust me, I lie, fam.
No lie.
And not only they got the lawnmower, they got grooming products, they got facial products, they got
everything.
You see t-shirt,
man, them
boxes.
should be taking care of themselves.
And so, brothers, like we're really big on this right now. Look after yourself, take care of your, you know what I'm saying, your bits and bobs and whatnot. Keep it trim, keep it nice, keep it looned up. You get me?
All of you man have all purchased now, yeah? Every man's
patting a lie.
Every man's nice now, like Rex, what you say? It made a difference. You got yourself an extra couple centimetres out of that. Yeah. Come on.
Centimetres, you know.
Manscaped 4.0.
Listen, stop losing inches and gain centimetres with the Manscaped 4.0 thing. You don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Winners, cold winners.
Winners, 20% off beard oil, all of that. They got beard thing going on.
Plus free shipping.
Winners Talking.
Winners Talking podcast. We're back in the building again. Shout out my co-host Big Doug as always. Glad to be here. It's another one. Special guest in the building today. One of the pioneers in the UK movie industry, UK drama industry, everything's around the creative arts, all of the above. Got caught up in some unfortunate controversy and a situation which we'll get into, but you can't take away from the man's accolades and what the man's done for the scene, in the scene. Noel Clarke in the building today. What are you saying to me, my bro?
I have to clap for my
No. Clap it up.
Listen, give man their flowers, bro.
Give man their flowers,
bro.
Fam.
Done a lot in the game, fam.
that.
Put a lot of man on, done a lot of stuff, man. So
it seems like only you remember that. That's how. That's what.
But listen,
it seems
we live in a generation where people's memories are fickle and that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
real short.
Yeah, real short.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
No, come on, bro. It's nothing but a word. I'm glad to have you on. I know you don't speak often. You're not a man that really speaks. You're not a really man that speaks. Maybe you should speak more at times.
I've got a big mouth, but I don't talk a lot.
Yeah. Maybe you should speak more at times, but glad to have you here. And we're gonna speak on some things today and speak on you, your career, and some other bits and pieces as well. But let's start with the where are you from originally, bro? That's the question, because no one really knows a lot about you, you know. So let's get into it today. Where are you from originally?
I mean, obviously, I've started to do a few interviews now, so you know, if I'm repeating myself,
that's
sorry,
okay. That's okay.
But I'm from Grove. Well, I'm from Latimer.
Okay.
So just Labrador Grove, Latimer, whatever, just by Grenfell, Bramley House, kind of.
Yeah.
Exactly where the first film was.
Yeah.
Exactly where the first film was.
Kidulthood.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
That's where I was. That's where I was. That's what where I was about. Like, I was out there, but I wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's funny. I did a talk the other day talking about all my bad friends. I had good friends too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I say good friends, not like best friends, but I had friends that weren't doing madness as well, a couple, but my friends were just on it.
Yeah.
They were just on it.
Yeah. Is that where you took some of the inspiration when you were writing films?
It wasn't just inspiration because I was there, but I was just one of those. I'm a defiant guy. So from very young, if my friends were doing what nowadays or even back then would have been considered a badness, if I didn't want to do it, I could say I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You had your own mind.
I had my own mind, but I didn't. It wasn't intentional. Like I wasn't out there like I'm the moral compass of this group of friends. Like it wasn't that. I'm just like, why do I want to rob man's shoes? Like he's had his foot in them. I'd rather work and get my own shoes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His dirty foot's been in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rub my shoes and walk, and put my foot in it, and it's still warm. It's got the shape of his toes in it, like, nah, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Or worse, he's a size 8 and you're a size 9, and you're hobbling, but you're trying to be bad.
Crash up.
So I from a very young age, like I was working from 15, bro, in the sports center. I was working like because, you know, I was still out there. There were times I got into scrapes and stuff like that, but I wasn't bad-minded. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
My scrapes were accidental or
shit that just happens around the way.
Escaping you, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where was your parents from? Because I've heard people said you're Eritrean, Trinidad, Grenada. I've heard everything, bro. So like, let's dispel some rumors, innit? Where's your heritage?
I've heard I'm Somalian. I started to believe
You've heard everything.
At one stage.
So where's your heritage?
Man told me, you're from India, innit? I was like, what? I'm Somalian, I'm Indian. I started to believe it. My parents are from Trinidad.
Okay.
My parents are from Trinidad. My mum's from Arima. My dad's from San Fernando. I wasn't raised by my dad, but that's where he's from. When I did Who Do You Think You Are, if it's still on, they might have pulled it off now because they cancelled mine now. They might have pulled it off. But when I did Who Do You Think You Are, they traced my family back to Grenada. And then they traced them back 5 generations. 5 generations to Carriacou in Grenada. Where, I'm going to tell you a little thing about that in a minute. But originally from the Aku tribe in Ghana. Okay. That's how far they went back. Yeah. But this was an interesting thing. When I did Who Do You Think You Are, they went back to my five-time great-grandfather, right? And I knew, just by the point I'm black in it, so I knew that when I did Who Do You Think You Are, I knew that eventually it would go back to being enslaved. I knew it was going to go there, right? Where else is it going to go? Between us, the whole time, when they were telling me, when they were going back on my family history, and they were telling me about, and it was going back, and I knew it was going to slavery. The whole time I was like, please don't be houseboys. Please don't be houseboys. Don't let my family have been houseboys. Like, do you know what I mean? When I finally found out that they was in the fields, obviously all the producers were, oh, you must feel terrible. You must feel terrible. This is so sad. And of course it's sad what happened to our people, like enslaved. Yeah. But I was glad they were in the fields. Yeah. You kind of get what I mean?
Of course.
I was kind of glad that they weren't houseboys. I was glad that they were in the fields because when I look at how I work and how I am and how I've been and how I'm sort of defiant, I'm a field guy, bro.
Outside.
I'm a field guy. I'm not a houseboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, as much as all the like white producers were like, oh, how are you feeling? This is terrible. Obviously, it's terrible. There was a sense of pride a little bit. Yeah. That my guy, my 5-time great-grandfather, not only did he buy his freedom, he then bought the land that he was enslaved on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I was like, that sounds like me.
Yeah.
That sounds like me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where I'm from. Long story.
Yeah. All right. So in stepping into the creative arts, did you study? Did you go to college? And did you go to uni? What was the steps before you became this big?
Nah, so I was working in a sports center doing fitness and all this stuff, but I was also, a lot of the time there before I went full time, I was, I did GCSE drama, I did A-level theatre studies and media. Like I knew what I wanted to do.
Oh, so it was in mind. You didn't just stumble on it.
Nah. I knew what I wanted to do from about age 7.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't there. My mum used to work late shifts. Well, she was a nurse, so you work in shifts, right? So if she did it early, she's like 6 till 4. When I come home from school, she might be there about 10 minutes late. If she did it late, she's going to work at like 12 and coming back at 9. So from 7 years old, I had my keys. I was coming home on my own. I can't imagine sending my kid out there now, 7. Yeah. But I was walking like a mile to school, crossing all kind of road. No
fields, bad things, park.
And people go, oh, today's so dangerous. It was worse. There was no safety cameras and them things there. If a man really wanted to snatch you, you're gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that was me. So I knew from that age, I used to come home and just watch television, watch film. So I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to get into it. And you know what it's like, bro. We weren't born into this. We weren't born into this industry, this culture. You tell immigrants, you tell a woman from Trinidad, I think I want to be an actor. What? That's not even a job.
Yeah.
She grew up in Trinidad. She came here in '69. That's not even a job.
Facts.
Like 8 years, 9 years after I was doing it, she would still be on the phone to her friends. Yeah, see, well, he want to be an actor. I'm like, I'm doing it for 9 years, mum. Yes. You know what I mean? It's not a real tangible thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I knew what I wanted to do, and I went college, and then I did A-level theatre. Then I went to university to try and study media. I dropped out after a year because, and this is not paid university. This is the times where you're getting, you lot are too young for this, but you lot are young.
Man, go on.
Used to get a grant.
Yeah.
Used to get a grant to go uni.
I know about this.
So university, you're getting a grant.
But I look young, you get me? You know what I'm saying?
So I went.
I'm from them times. You know?
You look a bit younger than that. So I went on a grant, but then I just didn't like it, and I dropped out. But what I've realised now is, and I think this is not looked at enough for us, is that we're different, and I don't learn that way. And I don't think enough. Nowadays, people know about neurodiversity and all this business. When you were young, you're just stupid. Boy, it's simple. I don't learn that way. So you can put a book in front of me. I can't learn that way. You put me in front of something and go push this button, learn that. I'm a visual learner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is why I think I adapted to film so, in my opinion, easily. I'm a visual learner. Give me a book and say, this is how you edit stuff. I'm lost. Yeah. Put me in front of an edit suite, let me push some buttons. Got ya. Got ya.
Yeah.
So university wasn't for me. So I just started working in the gym full time, personal training, being on, working the steam room and all that kind of stuff. And then I met a director in that gym, weirdly, and he let me audition for something. That's how I got in.
In your mind's eye, what side of the camera did you think you were going to be on? Because obviously,
acting.
That was where you. So when did you decide to go on the other side of the camera?
Very quickly when I started, right, I was like, my mindset was always like, I'm gonna take over this whole thing, right? And I get called, right, this guy he sold this, he sold that. That was my mindset. Like, people don't understand self-belief. People don't understand. It's funny now everyone wants to read their little books about manifestation and this, that, and the other. But when I was manifesting shit, I'm gonna be the guy.
Yeah, you gotta think like that. You have to think like that.
But if they don't like, if you're their friend, it's cool. If they don't like you, arrogant, this dickhead, he thinks he's so bad. That's what you get when they don't like you. But that was my, excuse me, that was my belief. Thank you. I'll be here a week. Tip your waitress. That was my mindset. My mindset from the start was I'm gonna be the guy. Do you know what I mean? So I just started believing that.
Yeah, I feel you. What was your first acting role?
Metrosexuality. It was a show that was based on people around Notting Hill that were all gay, straight, trans, this, that, the other. Like, it was so ahead of its time, it's unreal.
Okay.
And I remember when I did that show, man, my people in my barbershop were like, yo, if you do that show, don't come back in the barbershop. You know? Yeah. That was the kind of levels of, like, round the area. If you were in that sort of, it was already like you wanted to be an actor, man was looking at you sideways.
And then your first job.
And then my first job was metrosexuality.
Yeah.
I remember telling a barber, he was cutting my hair. Zzz. I said, yeah, so I'm going to do this show and I'm the son of 2 gay men. Zzz. What? I said, what's up? He said, bro, if you do that thing, don't come back in the shop. You know? I said, why, bro? It's acting. Nah, bro, don't come in here with that. I said, come in here with what? I said, bro, I've wanted to be an actor my whole life and now I've got this job. You're like, you turned off the clippers, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But, my mindset was like, all right, cool, we'll see. And then 6 years later, them same man that stand in the barbershop drinking beer, they never get a trim, but they're always there.
Yeah, them man.
6 years later, them guys there were like, bro, give me a part in your next thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, what'd you say? Give me I said, do you remember 6 years ago? When you said X, Y, and Z? Oh, man, that's joke with you, man. Oh, it's jokes now, yeah? All right, cool.
Imagine you never took it.
Yeah, imagine I never took that. They were gonna, do you know what my mindset was from early on? I don't know who said it to me, but someone said to me, if those guys in the barbershop are gonna pay your bills when you're in your 40s, 30s, and 40s, then listen to them. If you can legitimately go, that barber that turned off his clippers, he's gonna pay your bills, pay your mortgage, pay everything for you when you're older. Then you can listen to him. If you think he's not gonna do that, do what you gotta do for yourself. That always stuck with me. Because when a man like that says, "Don't come," but
Yeah.
you're right. Imagine I never took that because of that pressure from all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. You held your own. All right. Kidulthood, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta talk that. Them classic films there, you know. Them hood
Yeah.
classics, them international classics. Because that's not a hood film, it's an international film. That's BBC, it's everywhere. That's on every, I don't know about now,
iconic.
but it used to be on all the while.
Iconic.
What do you call that?
They-
It's iconic.
It's definitely iconic.
Yeah.
It's a what's it, zeitgeist of the generation, isn't it? It's like
Yeah,
definitely.
You know what I'm
It's a
trying to
one-
say?
it's
one
a
of
one
the
away.
ones that it's like you can't.
They still running that, or is that cancelled now as well?
they cancel everything, but they probably run it and give other people the credit or say it's starring so and so and don't put my name on it.
It's mad. All right, yeah. So talk to me about that movie there, Kidulthood coming together. How did that come together there, bro?
I just, thank you, man. I just I realized that I was sitting there saying I'm gonna be the guy, and I knew I could tell very early on I wasn't gonna get where I wanted. So I was like, I need to start writing. So I just started writing what I knew. I grew up there. I just wrote what I knew. I wrote about me and my friends and the guys around me and the stuff that either we got into or people I knew got into. Cause I wasn't drilling no guns. I wasn't doing that. You know what I mean? But I knew people that would. Do you know what I mean? That Uncle Curtis thing was made up. I don't have no Uncle Curtis. I ain't got no.
Come on.
I ain't got no family here. But the point was Trevor. Yeah.
Shout out Uncle Curtis. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. And so I just wrote what I knew, and that was it, and that's real. Like, it's based on me and my friends. It's just based on the area I'm in. It's as real as can be. And to clarify something, because there's a lot of people over the years. I can think of at least 3 people. I'm not gonna name them because I can't be bothered. That have run their mouth chatting about they wrote my film. Nobody wrote my film. I wrote Kidulthood. Me.
You wrote Kidulthood.
I wrote it, me. That's it. Do you know what I mean? That be all and end all. I've seen people like, I wrote my part, I wrote this, that, and the other. I've
You
heard
didn't
other.
sit with a team. What team are you sitting
Nah,
down?
brother. I wrote
Oh, man, saying that
weren't-
because they might have freestyled on one scene where
No,
you
people
know, like
do
they
that.
come
No,
up,
that's
they went
normal.
off
That's
script.
normal.
Yeah,
That's
there
normal,
you go.
though.
couple man, couple man ad-libbed on some scenes and
normal.
started running out their mouth about they wrote my film. No one's ever written.
No one wrote
my film.
You wrote. So you're saying
I
you
wrote my film, me, myself, and I. Right.
Okay.
The notes came from the director, Menhaj Huda, the Indian brother. He wrote little bits with me at a later stage.
Yeah.
Like when we're shooting, like change that line to this and that, because he's directing a movie.
Yeah.
But in terms of that script, getting it to the point where it's getting finance and all that,
That's your
me.
thing.
I came up with it. I created it. I sat in my mum. I was still living at my mum's. I sat in my mum's, my room in my mum's flat. Typed that thing out from pillar to post.
Respect. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And I've kind of, you said at the beginning I should talk more. Like I don't talk because I've seen a lot of people chat about they wrote my film, and you've never heard me say anything. I don't say nothing. I've always been, and this is old school mentality. There used to be a phrase where a lion doesn't care for the opinion of sheep. Yeah, but you know what? In 2023, the sheep have WhatsApp, and when a lion's sleeping, they all text each other and they stamp up the lion and kill him.
Yeah.
The world's changed.
Yeah.
World's
It's different times.
World's
Yeah.
changed.
Different times. So
It's
a lion
new
needs
world now.
the lion. You know what the lion needs to do is not sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Because the sheep would all be there like that now, and the lion's like, all right, boom, they're just on you.
Like near CCTV.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And security team.
Yeah.
So the world has changed. Those old school phrases, they don't really work anymore. But I was naively, I've just always like dismissed certain people and certain narratives because I'm just like, let them talk. But
So,
it comes back.
so you wrote Kidulthood. You write Adulthood as well. Or did
Wrote
you have a
Adulthood
team?
as well.
You wrote Adulthood as well.
Yeah. Even more so. There was less ad-libs on that. There was less freestyle on that. I was more strict with that one
Yeah.
because I was directing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, say the lines.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Straight. Okay. Yeah, because your career was flowing very well. Kidulthood, Adulthood. I was enjoying your little show on ITV before they cancelled it still when you was the
man.
surveillance done.
I was proud
Just
of
because it
that.
all hit the fan.
Proud
What was
of
it called again?
Viewpoint.
Viewpoint. When you was beating the woman in the yacht, the woman with the surveillance woman. Yeah, it was a good little show still.
Yeah.
And it was different.
something different.
It was so
different, definitely different for you as well.
For me,
You're playing your
What
part.
was the other
because
one?
also it was like, you gotta know, we all know, right? We all know, like, yeah, we got Sky, there's Netflix and all that, but we know BBC, ITV, that's their channels.
different. It is
It's different.
different.
It's
It
like,
is different.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to be the lead in an ITV mainstream show and walking straight and not like walking how I walk and acting a certain way, that's a big deal, bro. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was, and I was proud of that. You
Yeah.
know? And then, we know.
Well, we know what happened after that.
Yeah.
You collected the BAFTA award.
Yeah.
Then I don't remember if it was days. You would if you remember. If it was days, a week,
Like 10 days after.
10 days.
It weren't long. It weren't long after.
2 weeks after, yeah.
Everything hit the fan. You're on the front cover of every newspaper. You're on the news everywhere with this scandal at the time, as they put in these accusations.
Yeah.
Now, before I get to that, when you were receiving your BAFTA, did you know this was coming?
Yes and no. So, when I got announced for the award, and bear in mind, right, I tell you something, and this is real, and I say this in another thing, so if people think I'm repeating, but I've never had a complaint in my whole life. What I mean by that is, like, for all the years I've grown up, I've been personal training, lifeguarding, working in saunas and steam rooms, gym instructing, bending, stretching. I've never had no complaints, right? I've been in the industry for X amount of years, 20 years, right? No agents never had no complaint. Like, this is me telling you, it's not like man's got like 15 NDAs out there, swept enough shit under the carpet, you're walking on the carpet and you're wobbling like that.
Yeah.
I've had nothing. So the day after it was announced on the 29th of March. And it was the first time I felt. I went back to that thing when I told him I'm going to be that guy. It was the first time I was like, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Because no one's getting that award. That's that. You don't get that award. That's career achievement.
Yeah.
That's an award people get at 60, 70.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They get told.
For those that don't know, it wasn't an award for a specific film. It was
Just
a
career
career achievement.
Yeah.
Outstanding contribution to British cinema culture. Do you know what I mean?
It's a big award that.
It's the biggest thing you can get, apart from like if you win Best Actor or Best Director or whatever. You know, this is an award that
It's prestigious, bro. It's highly.
that certain people will say get when they're like in their 60s and 70s or whatever. And you'd be like, Jeeves, you're getting this thing. My Lord, my life is made. Do you know what I mean? And you could tell Jeeves, you're gonna get it on Sunday and you're gonna die on Monday morning, and Jeeves will take it. Jeeves will be like, I'm gonna die on Monday, but on Sunday I get the lifetime yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I got that at 45, bro.
But then you did die on Monday, bro. They came for you.
Yeah, they came. That's right. They came for me. Because I'm not supposed to be there. I'm a glitch in the matrix, bro. Man's getting that at 70. I'm 45. I wasn't supposed to be there. We ain't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I said to you earlier, I'm a field guy. We don't get the house keys. And also, as you said at the beginning about putting people on, not only am I a field guy, I'm a field guy that leaves the door open for other people. And when they see that door open, they're like, yo, we can't have more of him getting in here.
Yeah.
So they find a way. And that's not me discrediting or dismissing what has come. We can talk about that. I'm open to be challenged. But when people need to find a way, they find a way.
Yeah.
All right. So, for those that don't know, as it was put, 20 allegations of sexual misconduct were alleged against you, right?
Yeah.
You deny this. You're denying all 20.
Yeah.
You're denying them vehemently. Nothing.
No, I said that I told the girl her bum was nice.
You told the girl the bum was nice.
Yeah, there was one girl that said he said my bum was nice, and I told him he shouldn't say that, and he apologized, and I said, yeah, that's true. That did happen.
Okay, so that was one of the 20. So you're saying the other 19 are false. They're under 19 that didn't happen.
I'm saying that they didn't happen, or they're out of context, or they are embellished to the point of
All right,
fantasy.
when you say out of context, give me an example of what you mean by out of context.
An example for me would be like somebody saying that they were late 10 minutes to work and that you bullied them for being late, and then they felt so bad they had to quit the business or whatever. But then they weren't 10 minutes late, they were 2 hours late.
Okay, so you're talking the bullying side.
Yeah, but that's that. It was. See,
Or you just give me an example.
no,
of
I'm giving an
embed-
example because it wasn't 20 of that. It was a mix of.
Oh, so not all of them were sexual.
No.
There were some sexual ones though. All right,
Yeah.
let's try and deal with the sexual ones though.
Yeah, all right.
What about?
Pull me up.
Did you film naked auditions?
No.
All right. What about? Said that you were gonna fuck her and then fire her.
No, bro. No.
You sure?
Yeah, positive. Positive.
I'm just asking. It's not, like, you know what it is. All
That was wicked and bad, you know.
let me just take a moment. See, yeah, all jokes aside, man's giggling and all of that, but
I'm not giggling.
No,
I'm
we're giggling.
I'm
But
like, I'm
it's
open to
something
be
that we
challenged.
take
Yeah.
very seriously. Like, you know, we're big on protecting women.
Yeah.
We're all big on protecting women, so I have to ask.
But you know what? I thought I was too. This is the thing that hurts me the most
you
about
thought
this.
you was or you are.
I thought I was.
So now you don't think you are.
No, I think I am. But I thought I was back then. But then this came out and told me I wasn't. Do you know what I'm
Do you
saying?
think that you were potentially, you know, there's a generational thing at times. Like you said, you're from a generation. Do you think there's a, take away anything physical, because physical is a whole nother kind of act. Do you think there's any kind of generational inappropriateness where people might say things like, you know, like old school, there's things we can't say now that we could have said then. And
Yeah.
so on. Do you think some of that is part
Yeah,
of,
potentially.
that maybe there's an error of, you could, like you said, you've admitted that you told a bum, would you say a bum was nice?
Yeah.
Right. You can't say things like that now. You've learned from that. Like
You can't say things
work.
like that now. And what the understanding is like maybe in 2015 you couldn't have said things like that, but the world was different. It wasn't like man was like, yo, you got a nice. Do you know what I mean? It was like when I grew up, you chatted, you chatted people up.
And you also feel like it was something that at the time when it was said, no one really batted the eyelid at it, especially like even like what P's saying, because I know where we're from, like man will talk certain ways to certain like women and whatever and this, that, like growing up and from ends and that certain thing. And then it's like nothing was said, but now because they're kind of throwing the book at you and this has all come out, everyone, I remember when he said this and I remember
when
and
he
then
said
all
that.
that and whatnot. And you feel like it's kind of a bit like that where everyone's now
I do
throwing their
think
little
that.
two
I do
pence
think
in.
that. And to be fair to that woman,
Which one? Which woman?
that the one that the bum.
The nice bum one.
Yeah.
To be fair to her, she told me off.
On the spot.
Like the day after,
Yeah, she's
right? But then to be fair to me, I apologized to her at that time.
yeah.
Did you apologize when you did it or when she told you off? Because you did.
When she told me off, I apologized.
Yeah, because at the time you didn't think you did anything.
No,
wrong.
I didn't think I did anything wrong. And this is what we're talking about. There was no intent. There was no like praying or malice or like, there was none of that. It was like, yo, yeah, what you saying? You got, you know what I mean? And so there was no intent there. There's not, I think we need to really look at, sometimes I think intent needs to be looked at as well as, you know, people can say things and not realize that they're being out of order. And then there's man that says it and knows what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? And I think we need to look at that. So she told me off and I apologized, right? That's important and that's key, because if you told me off and I apologized
Recognize
in
it.
2016, and not just once, I apologized twice, because the second apology, I did it properly and had her in a room with female witnesses and said, I just wanted to reiterate my
What
apology.
made you do the second apology?
Because I just wanted to make sure that it was done properly.
Was this before it all hit the fan?
Yeah, this is 2016.
Oh, so so it's not like you were. So you weren't. I'm just checking. Was it were you doing it because you were now in trouble and you need to try and smooth
in
things over?
2016, I've said the comment. She told me off. I've apologized. Then the next day I've said, you know what? Let me apologize properly with.
Because what do you make you think actually this could be a little bit
Yeah,
more corporate than that? Just
yeah.
yeah.
Let me apologize properly. So I apologize properly with a female witness, whatever. That's 2016.
So
So why are you in the paper in 2021 mashing my shit up?
Yeah,
I apologized to you in 2016.
Yeah, but she's going to say because now people are coming forward and saying it, I thought
Sure.
I should come forward and say it now. I didn't have the courage to say it there
Sure.
because he's a big powerhouse
Sure.
media mogul and I'm just a little girl that, with a
Media
nice
mogul.
bum.
Sure.
That's what she's going to say. What about this woman? She said you sent her a dick pic and no?
Nah.
Slapped her bum?
Nah.
So all these women are lying.
There's embellishments.
Okay, so maybe you sent a chest pic then. What's the embellishment?
I
didn't
can't.
send
I
a
can't.
dick pic.
I can't.
Or
tell-
can you not speak
No, I
on it?
can't speak on that because of the situations.
I'm just asking.
You know,
these are
no,
these
it's
are
fine.
things,
It's fine.
because I have to ask these questions.
Of course, a lot of the things as well. I will say is like I'm not sweating it. Like you asked.
I can see you
know,
look kind of
this-
chill still.
This because I know who I am. Like the thing about it is I know who I am, and I know. I'm of the opinion that I'm very much how a lot of people probably are listening. Like, if 10 people call you a horse, you better buy a saddle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. When people hear like there's this amount, it's hard to then be like, nah. But I also know who I am, and I know the context of some things which I weirdly currently can't discuss because of the situation. But it's like, for me, you know, I think a large percentage of it as well was anonymous, to the point where they've just gone, you did this. A person says you did X, Y, and Z. Okay, I don't think I ever did that. When did I do that? We can't tell you. Okay, where did I do that? We can't tell you. What year was it? We can't tell you, but we know you did it.
No, I hear you.
But hold on, how can I defend that when you can't at least tell me when or where? Because I'm telling you I didn't do it. But if you can tell me when or where, I can maybe provide some sort of, oh, okay, well, I fell down and this or whatever, or oh, do you know what? I did do that, but it was a joke and everyone was laughing, or do you know what I mean? But when they're just like, it was this pound, you did this, when? Can't tell you. Where? Can't tell you. Okay, what? Can't tell you.
That's wild.
But I know you. But we know you did it. It's kind of difficult to defend.
I will say this, when I was doing my reading and all this, I did see the casting director said, in his opinion, there's no way you could have filmed.
It's a woman.
It's a woman.
It's a female.
Sorry, let me get that right. Sorry, my bad. She said that there's no way that you could have filmed that woman naked, in her opinion. She said there's no way that could have happened. I did read that.
She said it in the article.
I said in the article. Yeah,
It's in the article that she says it.
There you
but
go, in the same article with it.
in the
Yeah,
same
I read it
article,
because I knew I've been reading so much over the last
put it-
week on it.
They bury it. They bury it
Yeah,
down
but I
the
did
bottom.
see that the casting director said she was in the room as well.
She was next to me.
And she said there's no way that you could have filmed it. So I just got to say that as well. What about...
She was right next to me the whole time.
See, so I'm just saying, because I try and shoot straight and shoot straight. What about the other lady? She said you tried to kiss her on numerous occasions.
No.
And she had to say no.
No.
No?
Absolutely no chance. The funniest thing about, I ain't gonna talk about her or anything like that because of the thing that's happening. But on that particular movie, because I remember what movie that was, on that particular movie, I spoke to someone recently who said that the rest of the cast on that particular movie didn't even like me. The reason they didn't like me, and I was told this by, I can't say his name. I was told this by someone that was high up on the crew. The reason they didn't like me is because I was the only one that would go to work, do my work, and go back to my room. I wasn't going out on the Raz. I didn't go out drinking. I didn't go out X, Y, and Z. And because of that, they thought I was the weird one. So my point being is like, I appreciate what Miss So-and-so says, and that's her opinion. I wasn't doing that. And the fact that other people didn't like me because I was the one that wasn't going out should say a lot about who I am anyway. I was never out.
Okay. All right. Why you tell me why you think these women, all these women would make this up about you? Why would they do this?
I don't think everybody's made shit up. I feel like, as I said, there's embellishments. I think there's out of context stuff. Like, we're adults. Adults in work environments sometimes have conversations that can be a little fruity.
Doug, let me get a cup, please, Doug. Apple juice. Yeah, go on.
Adults in work environments can sometimes have conversations that can get a little bit, we're adults. And like,
No, I hear you. If you were to take every conversation that
Right.
we have
Right.
I hear you.
And in 2023, 2022, the times have changed. Conversations that people would have around what they used to say, like the water cooler, whatever, or just like, oh, did you hear about so and so and this, that, and that? You can't have those conversations anymore. Christmas parties that used to be notorious at everybody's workplace can't happen anymore. You know what I mean? People used to sit on the photocopy and copy their, like everyone knows about those sorts of jokes and those sorts of things, and the world has changed, and that sort of stuff can't happen anymore. So like for me to sit here and go, right, everything is a nah. Like for me, I'd say a lot of it is not real. There's embellishments. There's out of context. A lot of it is adults having conversations that then are now making out like they weren't mutual, or making out like I was the only person involved in said conversations or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Or when they're blasting me with anonymous stuff and saying this happened and that happened, I'm saying it didn't happen. How can you you can't even disprove a negative. If they're not telling you information, I can't even disprove it.
So you're saying you don't even have enough information of what's alleged to even really deny it, like this didn't happen because it's so vague.
Oh, I have a lot. I have a lot. But like some of the anonymous stuff, I can just sit here and be like, well, that just didn't happen, right? But here's the point: I can't disprove it, but they can't prove it. So why are you printing it?
Right.
But it's like guilty by social media and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you definitely got trial by social media
100%.
and by the public. You went through people.
100%.
You definitely did. When you were collecting the BAFTA and you know what's coming, what's your feeling? What's your feeling as you're doing it? Is it bittersweet? What's the
Bittersweet? No, it's the worst day of my life.
worst day of your life?
Because, as I said, it was announced, and the day after it was announced, that's when some anonymous email started coming in. Right, he's done this, he's done that. So I'm like, what? And then everyone starts trying to find out. So everybody starts trying to find out who's sending these anonymous emails. BAFTA starts communicating with these people. Tell us one thing he's done. Give us one, bearing in mind, so this is like 29th of March, right? It's announced. The emails start coming in on the 1st of April. I don't get the award till the 11th of April, and the article comes out on the 29th of April. So there's 4 weeks where they're saying to people, tell us one thing he's done and we won't give him the award. Nobody can give them any facts.
Okay.
Nobody could give them any facts. So it was always like, no, we promise you this is what has been done. Excuse me. We promise you this is what's been done. But when they were like, when they were like, give us one fact, nobody could give any facts. And so when it came to the award day, they had to give it to me. So I'm aware like all this stuff's happening. So I'm walking in there kind of side-eyeing everyone because I know some of them are hearing stuff. You know what I mean? They're looking at me now like, so that day is supposed to be the best day of my life.
For you and your family.
Bar my family first. That's supposed to be the best day of my career. It's the worst day. It's the worst day ever.
Why do you think they went to the BAFTAs and not to the police? Because this is serious allegations, right? So why do you think that was the route that was taken?
Why do you think?
Listening to what you're saying, if I go from what you're saying, your perspective, it sounds like a smear campaign. It sounds like they were out because you were getting a BAFTA. There's some kind of jealousy going on, and something's being set up to tear you down. If I've never had
a complaint in my life, right, and I legitimately mean that, I wish I could have all my agents here now. They could tell you, and they're not people that would defend me. They all ran away from me, so they're not people that defend me, and they don't look like us or sound like us. They're people that if they knew shit, they would throw you under the bus straight away, right? You can ask all of them. I've never had a complaint in my life. So when the Me Too thing happened in 2017, 2018, that's when it really kicked off. It was big. Me Too.
Everywhere.
Right? Everyone was supporting it. Even me, everyone was supporting it. My name wasn't mentioned once. This happened in 2021. My name wasn't mentioned once. Ever.
You were never mentioned in the Me Too thing?
Never mentioned. So this happened all in 2021, right? And as I said, the first complaint I ever had was the emails the day after I was announced for that award. That's just fact. Why do I think it happened? I think you probably know just from the ether around. I'm a very diversive, that's the word. I'm a very diversive guy. You know what I mean? There's nobody that will ever meet you and say, Noel's all right, you know. He's all right. No one will ever say that. People will be like, I love that guy. That's my guy. Or people will be like, I hate that guy. There's no, you guys probably know that yourself. You've probably heard about it. There's no middle ground.
I'm not going to lie.
There's no middle ground.
When man mentions your name to people, you don't really get a lot of love out here still. It's a lot of people like, boy.
It's like, man. It's either you have a love man or you don't like man.
Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, people were leaning towards the not like man still.
Yeah.
But
how many of them know me?
that's what I was about to say. Don't you feel like people have to make an opinion of you because you never really said much. You've always kept yourself to yourself. Like,
always.
There's not much, like you said, I don't know if you said it off camera on here, like, I've been outside for a minute doing what I'm doing. You've been doing it. We've never crossed paths.
20 years.
20 years. So
Never met you.
Never met until we met the other week. Now,
how many of them people know me? Like, know me?
no, I hear you.
If you're not out there and no one knows you, how can they defend you?
Yeah, but you work with people though, bro.
That's not knowing you.
Yeah, but some people might still defend you and say, you know what? I work with him. He's a good guy. Can't see that happening. You know. He's
But there are people doing that, but they have to do it quietly because they get blasted too.
Okay. So you're saying, okay, I hear that.
There's people that, you know, off camera, I've told you that check me and have come and checked me and
But they don't want to put their name.
They
up
can't
with
put
it
their names out there.
No, because your
My man's cancelled.
you're cancelled.
Everyone's protecting their team.
they'll get blasted.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest with you, a lot of them guys or people that I know, they might have a sidey here or there or this, that, or the other. Do you know what I mean? Like so they don't want their laundry aired.
Yeah. Because people are digging.
But I can tell you, in the actors, the people I've met in this business that have been through crossed my front door, can counted on one hand. I never made friends, right? When people, I'm happy you tell me people don't like you because I came to win. I didn't come in for no other reason,
No, I hear
right?
that.
I
I
never went out.
Go on.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
When I clarify that, it's not like it's people I spoke to. Like, I don't do all that, so it's not like I spoke to industry people and been like, no, do you know him? Do you like him? I wouldn't do that. It's not my style. I'm talking, if I say to, I don't know, Melissa from and Melanie from there, and I say to them, yeah, I got Noel Clarke coming on. They don't know you. They've just got a perception.
Yeah, of course.
He's a narcissist.
I love that word.
He's this. I've heard from several people that he's exactly like what they say.
Yeah.
And that's
You get it?
What
So
Pete's saying is most probably the general consensus.
That's the general.
I don't know you.
That's what I'm talking
and I don't
about.
know people that know
But
you.
you've heard it though,
but
right?
People, it's their assumption.
That's the assumption.
But it's not even like they know anything.
No,
So-
no. It's they hear through the
All right,
grapevine
then.
and all that.
So answer me this: do you feel over the years? You know, you've been out here a long time. You've been getting them bags. You was one of the first to get the bags. You was going over you went over the hill first.
Always go over the hill first.
So you've been collecting the bags early,
And the shots.
and the arrows, and the shots and the arrows. Because when you go first, you're gonna take the shots.
I've
and the
been
arrows.
fighting battles. I've been fighting battles in wars people don't even know exist.
I can believe that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can
Like
believe
when
that.
there's mans now that get a little thing in a TV show when they want their production company credited. You know why the networks can't say no to them?
Go on.
Because I set the precedent.
Okay.
When people go into shows and they go, I want the same money as X person that got this, that, and the other in that show, you know why they can't say no to them? Because I set the precedent.
Go on. Talk your thing.
You know when they want to go, you know what? I want to write, direct, and star in this movie, and you're going to let me do it. You know why they can't say no to them?
Go on.
Because I set the precedent.
Let them know.
You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I've been fighting battles in wars they don't even know exist. I'm the guy that walks onto set, right? And everyone can talk their talk about me because you know what? I love it. I love their new buzz. Their new buzzword is narcissist, isn't it? You know, if you're their best friend, he knows what he wants. He's determined. He's fired up. If they don't like you, narcissist. Talks about himself, this, that, and the other. You know what? I take my flowers because people don't want to give me my flowers.
Sometimes you gotta take.
So I take them myself, right? But let me tell you who I am. I'm the guy that walked onto set on a show that I was leading and went, where's the black people? And they said, well, no, we tried to get enough through. I said, nah, listen to what's gonna happen. You're gonna find some black people and you're gonna hire them on this job. If I'm the lead in this show, this is how we're gonna roll. By week 3, that had 5 black people coming on the job who worked until the end of the shoot. And my understanding is 3 of them are still in the industry, right? Nobody knows I do that shit. That's me, right? I'm the guy that got, and a person that committed a crime, that's good at music, that came out of prison and wanted to get in the business, and I worked with them before they went in. They came out, I got them to be the composer on a TV show. Not just an assistant, the head composer, right? That show got cancelled because of what happened to me. But I'm doing that. Other people weren't doing that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm the person that had Bulletproof in my hands, a TV show, right? Signed off and ready to go with 2 companies. Mills on the table. And both those companies said to me, we don't think this is going to work with 2 black leads. It's not going to work. We really don't think it's going to work. And the irony is, one of those people, before I told the story, the irony is, one of those people that told me this will never work with black people don't sell, he now runs a studio. Ooh. He now runs a studio. And I've never said his name. I could finish him tomorrow. I wouldn't do that, right? Because it's wicked. I'm not wicked, right? But I'm sitting there, Mills on the table. Mills, they're telling me, we'll make this show for you tomorrow. But there should only be 1 black cop and 1 white cop. So if you can bump off your co-star, then the show's greenlit.
Wait, hold on. So do they openly, blatantly say
They said it. They said it. Well, no. They told me it's not going to work with 2 black leads. It ain't going to sell. It's not going to work. So if you are able to ask your co-star to step down, then we can greenlight your show and we can move forward.
But just step down, not even give man another part. Just literally.
Well, hold on.
They might have offered that, but a man's meant to be the co-star.
They might have offered that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like to take, but they're just saying, Rod.
But they're basically saying to me,
as well, isn't it? Like,
yeah, so that's, I was told that, right? I'm the guy that said, fuck you. It's going to happen with me and my boy or it's not happening at all. Mills on the table. So when people say who they know who I am, people don't know me.
No, definitely
because I'm fighting these battles, like, people don't know me. And when I really think about it, I don't know how many actors would have been like, said the same thing as me. I think a lot of the actors would have been like, understood. Yo, bro, good news and bad news. They want to do the show, but I said, no, that's not happening. It's going to be me and my guy, or you can bury me with the scripts.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So, like, these are the things that have been going on that people don't even know about.
Why didn't you speak more, like, through the years? Because now listening to you speak now, you've got a lot to say. You're eloquent. You can carry a conversation. All good. You can do all of the above. Why haven't you over the years spoken more? And why didn't you speak when the allegations were going on? Why didn't you speak more? Because a lot of people were like, we ain't saying nothing. I'd be defending it tooth and nail. I'd be making sure I'm on every program, Were you invited and did you get the opportunity? And if so, why didn't you take those opportunities to speak more on Good Morning Britain and this one and Piers and Loose, whatever?
So the first thing, why don't I speak more generally? Because I guess I was from the old school mentality of kind of like, I'm doing my thing, man. I'm not fussed with this bullshit. Like, this is minor to me. Like, if a little guy from university just comes out of university making his first EP, this is Jay-Z, you think Jay-Z's bothered with him? Do you know what I mean? So that was my mentality of like, I'm gone. Like, I'm not interested in that. But it wasn't wise. In terms of why I didn't speak when this thing happened, I can't really articulate to you the trauma that this thing done. And I'm not taking away from the survivors or the people that came at me. I'm not trying to take away from their trauma or what they believe their stories are. I know who I am, right? But what I want to say is, like, unless you've been through something like this, you can't, I couldn't speak, bro. I was in so much shock. Like, I was like, I'm out. Firstly, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Paparazzi outside your front door?
They was outside my door for 6 weeks.
Following it. This is what I always thought. Sorry, I don't want to cut you. I always watched it and I thought, his missus in the school run, the parents must be so peak. What was that section for your wife and that school run and all of that? What was that like? Were they following her as well to and from?
We left for a few weeks. We had some friends that gave us a spot, so we went there. But they were outside my house for 6 weeks. They were outside my mum's house for 2-3 weeks, hounding my mum. It was just on top. But we weren't there for a while. But it's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible. Like no girl wants to read that about their man. No mother wants to read that about her son. No children want to see that about their dad. You know what I mean? It's horrible. And for me, it was like, these are people I looked after, you know. Like, I don't want to get into the whole thing because I'm not allowed technically, but I'm like, some of these people were people that were around my children, that ate in my house, that I gave money to, and I don't mean money like here's a bribe thing. I'm talking people that were on their arse and be like, I ain't got enough to buy lunch, and I'd be like, yo, here's a suit I wore to a premiere, sell that on eBay, and you can keep the money. I'm talking like people I looked after. People I looked after, people I went away with, people that sometimes when we all got a room at a place because we went to Scotland on a mad thing and couldn't get back. I'm talking people I shared beds with and shared beds with me because they trusted me. So when I'm then seeing I'm like, what? Do you understand what I'm saying?
So they trusted you enough to sleep in the same bed with you and then come around and did this?
Yeah, but when I say sleeping, I'm not talking snuggling up. I'm talking
I know what you mean. I know what you
all
mean.
of us here, we got to stay in this room tonight.
Yeah,
and you're like,
everyone's
I'm
got-
having the
yeah,
couch. I'm
actually,
like,
yeah,
I'm having the
everyone's
couch. So,
crashing out,
do you know what I mean? Everyone's
yeah.
crashing out. Like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, people that are being around my kids. There's certain lines that people cross that I'm just like, you can't, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so all of that stuff was tough, you know. So going back to, what was it you asked me before you came in, going back to
the effect, the paparazzi, the effects of it, the time.
I mean, it was just horrible seeing all these things. And then I saw everything. I
was asking, why didn't you speak? You're saying you did.
Yeah. And then I saw everything. Like, Noel's done this, Noel's done that, Noel said this, Noel's done that, he's this, he's that. You know, all the new buzzwords. He's a narcissist, he's this, like, he's arrogant. Mind your fucking business. I got self-belief. I got self-belief. If you don't have self-belief in your profession, don't do your profession. Quit, sit on your couch and do nothing. I'm a person, if you're doing a profession, you have to believe you're going to be the best at that profession. That's what you have to believe,
100.
And so why I don't speak more as well is just like, I've always just been like, I'm just cracking on. I got no time for that.
Yeah, but when it's you're sinking now, didn't you start thinking to yourself,
bro,
right, I'm going to go and sit down
bro,
with such and such?
I can't quantify.
Because people took your silence. You know, some people took your silence
100%.
as guilt, right?
100%. And some people took the statement as guilt.
The statement.
Horror, like.
Who wrote that statement? Did you write the statement?
Bro, you think I wrote that statement?
Because that statement, let's talk about the
you
statement.
think I wrote the statement?
So you didn't write the statement then?
Bro, I was in so much, I couldn't write my name, bro. I was in so much trauma. Like, I signed off on it.
Yeah, clearly.
I signed off on it. Like, yeah, say that. But, like, I'm dead, bro.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm as close to dead as you can be without being gone. Do you know what I mean? I'm Frankenstein, I'm zombie, I'm Walking Dead, I'm World War Z, I'm fucking The Last of Us. I'm gone, bro. Okay. So, like, I'm not even, so when I'm getting emails like left, right, I'm getting emails left, right, and saying, you're fired from this, you're fired from that, you're dashed from this, you're dashed from this. This is like in 2 days, 2 days. I ain't been nicked, I ain't been charged, I ain't been questioned, I ain't been nothing, and I'm getting fired from everything. And then they're like, this is the statement we think we should put out. Do you want to sign off in it? I'm just like, yeah, bro, I'm gone. I remember this statement. It's clear that some of my actions have harmed people in ways I didn't realize. I'm going to seek professional. Bro, I was gone.
Because I was going to see that statement there.
The statement came across like an air of guilt. Like, man's admitting
because an apology like that sounds like an admission of guilt.
100%.
You're saying you're going to seek therapy. That sounds like an admission of guilt. So you signed off on it, but you didn't write the statement. Okay.
No, I didn't write it. I signed off on it.
Did you go therapy?
100%.
Did you go therapy to make
to stay alive, bro?
Right, that's what I'm asking you. So you're not saying, so you didn't go therapy to...
No.
help you become a better person as far as
Well, it does help you. It helps you
Not-
become a better
and not
person
be as,
anyway.
no, sexually inappropriate.
No. It's both. It's both. It's
Yeah.
both. Because like they're telling me I've done all these things, so I'm like, well, I want to go therapy and better myself anyway. And also, I needed to just stay alive, bro. This woman used to talk to me every day just to make sure that I was there. Like I needed to. I was so gone, right? And in terms of like saying sorry, bro, I'll sit here right now in front of all of you. If I've ever made anyone feel away, I'm sorry. Genuinely. This isn't flippant. If I've ever made anyone feel away, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. I'm not here to harm people. I'm sure you're the same. If you thought now for a second you've ever made anyone feel really bad or whatever, you're gonna say I'm sorry.
As a man,
that doesn't mean like I'm sorry because I'm guilty of all these things. It means exactly what it says. If I've ever made anyone feel away or anyone feel uncomfortable, I am sorry. And I'll sit here still and I'm still sorry. That doesn't mean I'm going, by the way, P.S. I did all these things. No. Because we're sitting here 2 years later. I have not even been questioned, bro.
Yeah, that's mad.
Now that's a mad one. So you've never been arrested up till now? Never been arrested?
No.
I thought you got arrested. I told you. I said, what? You didn't get arrested? I thought you got arrested.
No.
I thought you must have got arrested. Question, and then it got NFA and
Yeah,
now you moved on with your
NFA
life.
or
When you
or
said you've
what did
never
they
been
try and put
arrested-
out? They said it was dropped due to lack of nonsense.
I remember reading the GQ magazine.
Nonsense.
It was everywhere. There's nowhere the story wasn't. I like the story was everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's nowhere the
I
story
was never even questioned. Not once. And you know, I'm black, bro. They would have looked through that thing with a fine tooth comb and a magnifying glass to find the thing, let's go get him. Especially with all the pressure they're under because all the madness they do themselves. They would have been looking for, how can we make ourselves look better? I wasn't even questioned. How does that make sense? Tell me, so when you go back to your own question, you go, why do you think people didn't go to the authorities? Now start thinking about it. And then think of that, I'm still not even questioned. Maybe people wouldn't go because if they went and it got looked into.
Yeah. And got no further action before the BAFTA got presented, then you hold your BAFTA.
Or what if it got looked into and then I went, oh yeah, Pound said this. All right. How about that?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
And then what happens? They come back to you and go, Mr. Pound. So you said ABC, but I can see XYZ. What are you saying?
It's all standing murky waters. Then we switch lanes slyly. Bullying. They've accused you. There's been some bullying talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
big part of it stems, or one of the main people before it even came to this turn of events, was your former, would you call him a co-host? What would he, not co-star, Adam Deacon, who was a big part in your kidulthood films. Now, Adam Deacon said a lot of things. Said that you bullied him throughout his career, etc., and you affected his mental health. What do you say on that? Is there truth to that?
You know what? I've never spoke about this. Because I've always... Give me my laptop, man.
I'm going for the laptop.
You know, man's going for the hard drive. It's serious, you know. Receipts. You know them heavy receipts there. You get me?
I've never spoke about this because, as I've said to you, I've always kind of been like, I might need my glasses too, but I ain't playing. Do you know what? I'm gonna speak about it. So you're gonna get this. It's been, as everyone knows, it's been like 10 years, bro.
I've been hearing about. That's why I had to broach the question still, because I've been hearing.
All right, so let me break it down.
Go on.
This is deep for me because I've never spoken about this. I've allowed this narrative to go for 10 years, right? But here's what it is. I met my man in 2003, right? I hope you got time for this because we're segueing.
We got time.
I'm not trying to take away anything that's been said about me over here. I'm happy to get back to that afterwards, right? We talk about this bullying, right? I'm gonna address something about that on what they said as well. But I'm just gonna segue for a second, right? Because my heart's beating. This has plagued me for 10 years, right? This guy's been saying this for 10 years, but here's the truth. I met him in 2003, and I liked the guy. Like, I liked him. Remind me of me. He's from where he's from, whatever. And I made sure that he was going to get cast in the movie. We done Kid Otwood, no problems. You know what I mean? Like, from 2003, he's in Kid Otwood. Then the film comes out in 2005, 6, no problems. I made sure his music, like, then we did Adulthood, no problems. Like, I'm talking not even falling out, like maybe a little row, like, you know, like all mates have, whatever, nothing. I do 4, 3, 2, 1. You're getting into 2009, 2010, no problems, right? So from 2003 to 2010, I've had no problems with this guy. When we're shooting 4, 3, 2, 1, he says to me, I want to make this film, a spoof called Another Hood or something like that. Will you help me? I said, yeah, bro, I help you. Of course I will. You're my guy, I help you. So I start helping this guy. This is what people don't know. And all of this stuff is people have been hearing for the first time. I've never spoken about this. I start helping this guy. I'm helping him get the film made. I'm talking to Universal Studios. I'm talking to all these people. I'm helping to get the film made. Then one day, I get a call. And he signed the contract to do the film with another company. And cut man out.
Okay.
Cut me out. So I'm like, Bob, I'm helping you. Why would you do that? He says, man, I gotta eat, bro. Like, you were taking too long. I'm like, I wasn't taking long, but I understand the business. I was doing shit properly, but maybe he didn't understand that. I don't know. So he goes, signs the deal with this other company, and they're gonna go do it. But part of their thing is that you have to cut Noel out. So I'm like, cool, whatever. So there's a little bit of tension there, but I'm like, whatever, it is what it is. You need to eat. I said, but if it's not part of our world, our Marvel universe, our thing, you can't call it that name. Because it ain't another of nothing. It's just its own thing. We make a deal. He's like, yeah, cool, I won't call it that. Cool. So I'm like, then we're good. They still called it that.
Okay. So this was just a verbal deal. It's just a deal on a
Yeah, there's no contracts. We're just guys, innit?
Don't
Just
use
guys.
Don't
bro.
use the name.
Bro, don't use,
cool.
You can't use, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
They still call it that, right? This is 2010. At that point, I just go, we're done. There's no bullying. There's no aggression. There's no threats. I'm just like, if I see you, I tip my hat. You can tip your hat, but me and you, we're done.
Yeah.
There's a person that hates me, that knows that's true. Because they came to a meeting that me and him had. They were there. They were there. And I just said, and Adam's in this meeting saying, let's make this, you know, because by this point we're falling out a little bit. And he's like, let's make it a sort of Dizzy Wiley beef. Let's make it like a Dizzy Wiley beef. I said, bro, no, I'm not into that sort of game playing. Like, we're just, you go on your way, I'll go on my way. Cool, we're done. From 2011 to 2014, we don't speak. So there's no bullying at any point. There's nothing. There's no bullying. We don't speak. We don't talk.
So where does he get the term bullying from?
Bro, this is what I'm explaining to you, right? In that time, though, between 2011 and 2014, his film comes out. He starts gunning man on Twitter, cussing me all the time, like consistently. I'm talking like hundreds of insults and just barrages and this and that. He wins the same BAFTA as me. Good luck to him. I'm not hating, right? I'm not happy, but I'm not hating. He's just barraging me. But I'm kind of just like, I'm just leaving it alone. I'm just leaving it alone.
Barrage you what kind of things? This is on social media, you say?
On social media.
Like on Twitter, he's just mentioning you all the time.
Yeah, mentioning me,
name,
just chatting my name, like getting his fans to cuss me, like whatever.
Trolling a piece.
Telling people like, no, my man's jealous of the film. He didn't help me with nothing. More time, I was helping him, but I just say nothing. You lot can dig back. You'll find.
That's what I was gonna say. Is this documented? Because
Bro.
I like to be like, he's not here to defend. This has to be factual, yeah?
I have.
You're not here to defend
Let me
himself.
tell you something. So hold on a second before I get back into my thing. So for the last 10 years, when he's been saying shit and I'm not being defending myself, that's cool, yeah. But now I can't.
No. I'm saying you can say whatever you like, and I'm saying cool. I'm just asking you, is it documented?
It's all documented.
I like to keep a fair kind of platform.
Everything is documented.
Okay.
So to be clear to anyone that's listening, everything I'm saying to you here is fact.
Okay.
It's documented.
Okay, that's what.
There's like a 20-page document, right?
No. Yeah. Okay.
With timelines and dates and everything, right? So let's go back to 2012 now. So he's just on man. Then while he's doing that, so you get into 2013, it stops and starts. His film comes out, does numbers. Then the next films come out. They're not doing anything. And the films start getting less and less. He's not. Then I start getting texts apologizing to me. From him.
Oh, he's swear down.
So all this time, like, I'm getting barrages, people running their mouth on texts, and
Is this before the bullying allegations or after he's texted you?
this is before.
Okay, carry on.
This is 2013.
Trying to get chronological order on this.
So let me just read a little bit of one. Yo, sorry for the random call, but I think it's time of the year got me thinking about things. Just really wanted to get in contact and try and sort things out. Suppose deep down I'm hoping we can be cool again. This is while I'm getting blasted on social, yeah? But I'm getting texts. I've been through a lot, and I'm sorry for the way I handled shit. I wish things didn't go down that way, and I regret things a lot. I wouldn't have been where I am if it wasn't for you or help. So I just wanted to reach out. Hope you and the family are well. Hope we can sit down one day. Right.
What did you reply?
I didn't respond.
Okay.
I wasn't emotionally intelligent enough to be forgiven back then.
Okay.
I wasn't. That's who.
I respect honesty. In hindsight,
If
you could, now that you're more,
if I could go back,
Yeah.
of course I'd be like, cool.
Listen, I get it because we all grow. I know myself. There's certain man
You're
that if you
talking 10 years ago.
yeah, of
But
course,
this person-
I get it. I'm not saying you're in the
Anyway,
wrong. I'm not saying you're in the wrong.
So we keep going. 2014, I get more texts. I can read another one, but I won't bother doing that. But I get more texts. So my point is this: no bullying. Then one day in 2014, after one of the texts, a few months after, another text telling me like he hopes the year's good for me. One day I'm on set, my phone starts blowing up. Ping, 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 ping. I'm starting looking on Twitter, and I'm getting accused of bullying this guy from nowhere, right? Not only am I getting accused, he's telling people that it's factual and this, that, and the other, and he's getting his fans to start. So I'm starting to get blasted, right? Key things happen. One of the key things, right? October 16th, 2014. This is all documented, right? Yeah. After what Noel put me through for 2 years straight, I don't even want to act anymore. So 2 years, yeah? What 2 years? The 2 years I've not been speaking to you. There was no bullying, bro. There was no bullying, bro. I just didn't speak to my man from 2011 to 2014, right? Anyway, this stuff starts carrying on, right? He starts saying I never paid him properly on the films. I was never involved in any of the money. He starts attacking people that tweet me. So you could tweet me and go, what are you saying, morning? He would start attacking you. Like, it was just on top. This carried on so much. He started insulting my family. He started... Obviously, we know now there was a bit of mental health going on, right? But my point is this, right? I can empathize with that, and I'm going to get to this. I can empathize with that. But, like, at what point is there accountability?
Yeah.
Right? This man, I had to send him legal letters. So I started sending legal letters, right? Because by this point, I'm not where I'm from anymore. I'm now in the industry. I'm a middle-class guy. I'm kind of trying to live my life. I got 2 kids, whatever like that. So I'm like, send a legal letter, right? Send him a legal letter. That shit doesn't work. You know what I mean? You know what this guy starts doing? Putting pictures up of my children. He put a picture up of my kids and my missus 81 times on one day. 81 times on Facebook. He put it up on Instagram with a gun sign on my kids, an emoji.
Yeah, that's wild.
Right? At that point...
That's crazy.
At that point, Now this story's gonna get deeper because I'm not trying to. A lot of people know about this stuff, right? Right at that point, that's when I'm like, when you start talking about man's children, there's only one of two things that's gonna happen, right? Certain actors spoke to me, so it was like police, right? He gets arrested, starts calling man snitch, that and the other. Bear in mind, this guy's threatening my lives of my kids, right? But now I'm getting called snitch, right? So he gets arrested, blah, blah, blah. Carries on. This goes to court. 2015 now, this goes to court. Bring your evidence that you got bullied. Do you know how much evidence I had of getting bullied?
How many pages?
None. So what happened? He got convicted in court of harassment. Right? Got convicted in court of harassment. Now, this is where you guys think it stops. This is what the story is, right? So I'm telling you factually, there's no bullying, right? There's a restraining order for 2 years. From 2015 to 2017, peace. Right? This is what you guys don't know. This is what he doesn't know. I've had people screenshotting him. So from 2017, I mean, I'll go through my timeline. It's just too much to go through. But he starts again.
When the restraining orders.
When the restraining order runs out, starts again. Starts insulting me. He starts, you're talking about, some of the things that were done before was like, you're telling people to find me and jack me. Find me, jack me. Shank him, rob him. Go find his address. Like, this is all stuff that's been posted online. So who's bullying who? So he's encouraging people. They're retweeting this, they're retweeting that. One girl's like, when you've done him, you can come stay at my house. Police bust down her door, bro. Like, I wasn't playing. So this carries on. 2018 carries on. I'm talking hundreds of messages of attacks and all this kind of stuff. So who's bullying who? Even if I had bullied him, I feel like the balance now was kind of shifting, right? Right? He came up with this one thing of like, that I offered him a role in my movie after the court case, and that was a disrespect, and I was affecting his mental health and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. I've got texts that prove that I offered that role beforehand. I got an email from his agent that proved that I offered that role beforehand. Because you know what I did when he was doing all this shit to me in 2014? You know what I did? I got him an agent. Is that mad? That's mad, isn't it? He was doing all this shit to me, but I still went and got him an agent. And nobody knows this. You guys don't know this. Everyone's like, Noel was bullying. No, bruv. He was doing all this shit to me. I went and I got the guy an agent because I thought, you know what, maybe if he gets a new agent and he gets some work, it could help him out. He'll chill out. He'll leave me alone.
Because basically you're saying he was harassing you as his career
Because his
started to
career was
decline.
dying, right?
And also, it sounds like he's got some mental health issues.
Yeah.
I'm on the poster picture 81 times in family. He
Of
sounds
my
like
kids.
of your yeah, that's mad. Sound like there's some issues going.
My children.
Yeah, that's
like I don't know how many of you are parents, but your children.
Come on, it's crazy.
One
I
of
can't
them.
even imagine.
One of them had a gun sign on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I keep that on my phone. I've still got it on my phone. I've got it on my phone. I keep that on my phone to remind me.
Yeah.
To remind me, right? So he's telling me to jack me, telling me to rob me, and this is after, right? So then we get to 2019, right? 2019, the barrage is so bad. And again, you guys, people don't know this. People don't know this because all he does is act like he's the victim and I've done this and I'm blocking him. I've never blocked this guy. I was running a business. I was raising children. I'm not out there going to meetings and saying, oh, it's lovely to meet you. By the way, don't work with pounds. Like, I'm not
Do you
doing
feel
that.
that he blames you in a way for his decline of his
Because I cut him off, yeah. Because I cut him off.
And when he says, ask me this, do you think, like he says, oh, you bullied him at one stage,
Never happened.
Right. But do you think like sometimes, like, I talk harsh, innit? Like, when I need things done, I will talk harsh. I'll be like, why are you late? What's going on with this?
Yeah.
And it can come across stern.
Yeah.
And I'm not really pulling any punches.
I know where you're going. Yeah, I talk harsh.
Yeah?
I know.
But is it harsh enough for him to interpret it?
No, that was my guy.
Because I'm just asked, I have to, you know where I'm going with that, right?
I do know where you're going with that. And yes, the answer to your question is yes. And a lot of the stuff later on where people bullying, I talk harsh. I do talk harsh. I'm very like, nah, we need to get this done. Be at work at 8 o'clock. Don't come at 8:30. Me and you are going to fall out. Like, I'm very harsh. So yeah, I talk harsh. But He never really got that. He was my guy, right?
Okay.
And then this happened. So then you get into 2019, right? And we're now in 2019, yeah? It's still going, right? Instagram, kick him off Instagram. But what he does is he says, I had a little episode of mental health and they've kicked me off. Bro, he was doing some mad shit to me. So mad that, bro, I got emails and I've you've seen this because to corroborate, I sent you this.
Yeah.
I got emails from the police in 2019, 2020 telling me they'll go get him. And every time they said they'll go get him, I stopped them. So when people are telling you that I don't care about his mental health, I had to absorb all this shit he was doing to me, and at the same time had the police saying, we'll go get him now. And I'm stopping them from getting him because I do care about his mental health. And he did used to be my friend, so I did care. So all you people that are thinking like, right, no, this, that, and the other, you guys are so misinformed. And I've allowed this because I've just kind of been like, leave him, I'm doing my thing. Hopefully he'll get back on track and he'll leave me alone. But he's consistently played that victim. Right? It got so bad in 2019, 2020, Instagram kicked him off. You know how these people don't kick off no one. Especially if you're a verified account. He got kicked off Instagram because Instagram saw all the shit he was doing. They knew he was convicted, right? I wasn't even having to report him. Other people were reporting him. He got booted off. But then what did he do? No, got me booted off Instagram. He's blocking me. Bro, he got himself kicked off Instagram. Like he got himself taken to court. Used to have his friends calling me up, trying to intimidate me, like, don't take him to court, don't take him to court. You can't intimidate me like that, right? Let me explain how mad it got again, right? So you guys know what I'm going through. It's encouraging people to jack me and find me, right? At one stage, I think this is 2020 now, right? So this is not even back in the days where people can go, yeah, but that's all done in the past. This is afterwards. This is 2020 now, right? Find this pussy. Where's he hiding? People are coming back to him going, up in between his mum's legs. And he's retweeting this shit. He's talking about man's mum.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Talking about my mother. This pussy's hiding up in between his mum's legs. He's retweeting, they're laughing about it.
Yeah.
And then,
wild.
2020, right? And I'm talking like, I'm just picking out certain ones because there's loads more. 2020, someone says to him, you know what, Ads? You should fuck his wife and then dash the rubber in the fish tank. And he retweets that to hundreds of thousands of people. And then he screenshots that and he puts it on Instagram. My wife, bro, the mother of my children, in 2020, not 2013, not 2014, in 2020. Who's bullying who? Who's bullying who? We could do a whole episode. I could read that timeline for you. We could do a whole episode of your podcast with just me reading that timeline. And let me tell you something. For anybody out there that believes that I'm just now saying this because let me tell you something. I've stayed silent on this for 10 years. This guy has done this to me for 10 full years. And I've never spoken back. Because when you say I don't care about his mental health, that was my guy. I do care about his mental health. So I've left him alone. I could show you, as I said, I got emails where police told me, we'll go get him today. I got them 2020, 2021. And I just said, no, I just need to tell you what's happening, but leave him alone. Do you know what I mean? And he's continued to play this victim. And then when my thing happened, he was straight out. Yeah, he ruined my career. I've done nothing to that guy. Could I have been a better friend and forgiven him in 2013? Maybe. But you know where we're all from. You don't forgive
we're
man
not
like
really
that.
doing all of this. Yeah, I'll be real. That's why I said to you, I can acknowledge and say the spaces I would be in them times. I know how I am.
Yeah, it's a lock off.
I'm cold. I'm just a lock off.
Yeah.
So
Come on, man.
So in
I'm not gonna-
2013, I was not emotionally intelligent enough to be like, it's cool. I wasn't there.
I respect
But
that.
it weren't
Do you know
cool.
what I mean?
You get me?
But it wasn't cool. But you know what I mean? As an older man now, you just be
You
like,
look
all right,
back
cool,
and think,
brother.
yeah,
Do you,
cool.
innit? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? This guy bite my thing, you know, still biting it now. It's got a film coming out now that's again biting my thing, right? This guy put me through this for 10 years and the whole time has acted out. He's in telling people to fuck man's wife and put the rubber in the fish tank. I get that it's from the movie, but that's not funny, bro. That's my wife. That's the mother of my children.
And the children as well. It's wild.
This guy's threatening the lives of my children. And who's bullying who? That's not even rhetorical. Who's bullying who? Who's bullying who? For 10 years, I put up with this. And I've said nothing. I said nothing for 10 years. And like, I just feel like, actually, you know what? Now, especially, you guys need to know. Everyone needs to know. Yeah. And if I've seen some of his things recently, I just want to move on. If you want to move on, tell the truth. Admit what you've done. Admit that actually you've been lying the whole time. Because I can tell you one thing. You see here, from 2014 to today's date, every single thing, well, 95, we missed some. 95% of everything he done is documented and timelined. And the police have got that. 2 broadcasters have got it. And about 10 people have got it. Not to do anything, but so that if my computer breaks down.
I was going to say, the man them can't even try and just come for it like they did to Sam's yard for the phone. You remember?
No.
They can't try come for it like that. It's
because
backed up.
I hear that. There's an open thing right now where they're looking into, because in a few months back he's even got, you could go on his YouTube right now. There's a track where he talks about it was 10 years in the making to bring you down. I was killing you silently. Who's that about? They're looking at that right now. It's open. I don't know when you're putting this out, but I can tell you as of right now, there's an open thing right now. They're looking at that right now.
It's coming out Sunday. Yeah, mad. All right.
So just to reiterate, this is not something I wanted to do, and I've been silent for years because I know that there is a health issue there. But what about my family's mental health? What about my mental health? At what point is there accountability? Can I now come to your door, kick down your door, box up your wife, and then be like, bro, mental health? Or is there accountability at some point?
Has to be some accountability. Has to be.
Tell a man to rape my wife. Don't people to fuck my wife. I tell a man to talk about my mum's between my mum's legs.
Yeah, he's doing too much.
Threaten my children.
Yeah, that's wild.
And still going for 10 years.
Yeah, that's madness.
And then telling me I'm bullying. So anyone watching, I'm asking, who's bullying who?
Yeah, I think you've covered that still. That was what I didn't know where that was going, but
man covered the real.
You've held a lot of stuff for a lot of time, bro.
I've held it for a long time. I've never.
And that's the mad thing about it. Like he said, it's the fact that you don't talk.
Yeah, you don't, because you don't talk. The misconceptions.
But the thing is, it shouldn't be the fact that man need to talk for people to understand, or for people not just to make assumptions.
But it's easy.
You get what I'm saying? But it's easy.
It's easy because, like, you look at him, or you look at some of these people that have said this, like, and then you look at me, who talks hard, who looks how I look, who's from where I'm from. It's like, who are you gonna believe? How can you tell me? How can you tell me? How is the person that's convicted in court of harassing me, how is that person now painted as the victim? You know why? Because I'm black and we're expendable. I'll give you a big example of this, right? If you don't mind. Are you checking for time or something?
No, we're good. We got time.
Let me give you a big example of this. I'm gonna give you a big example of us being expendable and how we are our own worst enemy. Let's talk Will Smith, right? So Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. Yeah? Now there's 3 levels to this. Most people only see level 1. Some people see level 2. Very few people see level 3. So here we go. Level 1 is he slapped Chris Rock, right? On stage at the Oscars. I've just told you what I've been through with people talking about my family, and I've held that, right? So bottom line is, you don't box a man, when you're looking like us, you don't box a man live on stage in the Oscars because it looks bad for all of us, right? That's level 1. You could have handled that in the after party or whatever if you really wanted to box. That was my
reply, yeah, good.
Right? That's level 1. That's level 1. Deeper level 2 is, he ain't boxing Chris Rock, is he? Really? He's angry at all the stuff about hearing about his wife done this and that. You two could be talking in the corner laughing about the drink. So he thinks you're laughing at him. There's a paranoia, they're talking about my wife beating man. Like, that's level 2. He wasn't really hitting Chris Rock. He wanted to show everybody like, I'm a man. Don't feel like my missus you can come round and have my breakfast and my missus. Like, I'm a man. That's level 2. But here's the real thing. This is level 3. Why did a black man think it was acceptable to box another black man in public? On stage? Because if Steve Carell made that joke, he wouldn't have touched him.
Facts.
If Will Ferrell made that joke, he wouldn't have touched him.
Facts.
But another brother made that joke, and we are conditioned. We are conditioned by the world, by society, to feel that we are expendable, crabs in a barrel, only one. So I can box you because you're just a houseboy. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna box master, are you? But you'll box a houseboy because we've been conditioned, because we're expendable. So when this stuff happens here, bro, when somebody who's convicted of harassing me turns around and says, yeah, but he bullied me, I'm expendable. So who you gonna believe? There ain't one factor yet that's ever come out about that. It's just him saying it.
No, I hear you.
We are expendable and we're conditioned to hate on each other. So it's a crabs in a barrel mentality. How many white actors you hear beefing? How many, like, when do you ever see, like, not that there's a lot of white rappers, but how many white rappers are like, why are we always beefing each other? Why are we always fighting each other? Why are we always tearing each other down? Like, talk to me. Tell me that. Because you know what it is? It's like you see two rappers coming up next thing, someone's beefing you. You see on Grime Daily.
They love it. They love it.
Like, why? How many American rappers are shooting each other? How many guys here are getting in beat? Like, we're conditioned to believe that there isn't enough space. And because we feel like there isn't enough space, a lot of people are looking to tear each other down. So then when shit happens as well, you're not even defending, man. It's like, boy, is that seat free, yeah?
So do you think part of that is why you weren't defended or no one said nothing? Do you think...
Nobody knows me.
That's the main part of it as well. Now, when he made these accusations, everyone kind of just took it
as fact.
And also, again, because you didn't speak.
I've never spoken.
You never spoke.
No, you did the statement.
No,
he's talking about my man.
Talking about Deacon.
Oh, in general.
Yeah, you didn't speak then again. All right, check this. What have you done wrong? Because right now, this hasn't happened, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. What would you look at right now and say, you know what? I did do this wrong. I should have gone about this different. What do you accept that, looking back at what's happened to you, what do you think you did at that time, if anything, where you would say, this is my fault and I could have done this better?
I feel like there's lots of things that are my fault. Because I'm shaped by how I grew up. I talk hard because that's how I grew up. So loads of things are my fault. I talk fruity because I've been involved in them conversations. Like, you know what I mean? So if I could say to you lots of things are my fault, because if I didn't if I didn't have those conversations with people, those conversations would now not be able to be interpreted in this way. Do you see what I'm saying?
And you said
if I wasn't involved in the jokes, a big problem as well is like I tried to be everyone's friend. That's not true. I tried to be. There were times when I was the boss, and I tried to be cool with the help. And I'm being facetious, like quotation marks. Like there were times when I was like acting, but also producing, and everyone would go out for dinner, and I'd be like. And they'd be like, you coming? I'd be like, yeah, I'm coming. And I'll come and I'll get involved in the conversations and make jokes with them and chit-chat and the other. And you know what?
Do you think you need to separate yourself?
You can't do that, yeah. But that's a lesson I've had to learn. You can't do that. Because at the bottom line is like, we could all be in this conversation, everyone, which a lot of the times was everyone having a conversation, making jokes and saying this, that, and the other. But you're the boss. And you don't realize it. So because you're trying to be cool with everyone. And actually, even though it makes you seem bougie, you can't win. Because if you're just like, I'm not coming to dinner with none of you, I'm just gonna see you at work and all that, they're gonna be like, this guy, do you know what I mean? But then if you go out with them and you start getting involved in the conversations and then the conversation goes south, they're not getting in trouble. You're getting in trouble because you were there and you were the boss.
Of course.
They can't even complain to you the next day because you were there.
Yeah.
So you kind of can't win. But I would say a lot of things are my fault in that regard of like trying to be the cool boss and also getting involved in these jokes and this dirty word now banter, getting involved in this banter and thinking like, oh yeah, cool man, it's just bants, innit? Do you know what I mean? And next thing you know, you're getting draped. And you're watching everybody else that was involved in it, and you're just like, why is they not getting drapes too?
Why do you think they came together? Why, in your opinion, why do you think they converged at this moment? We've already covered what the theory of that, but how did it? What was the spark? Do you think? Do you think the spark was you and the BAFTA?
Yeah.
So, what would make the first person come out with this allegation?
No idea.
Who would? Why would this person? Because it's individuals, yeah. So why would one person be like, right, he just won the BAFTA? I'm gonna say this now. Do you think that's where it started from? It was one, and then just snowballed, domino effect. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, because people were getting called and they were fishing for it. They were calling people. They called loads of people. Loads of people.
Have you seen any of the people or spoken to them since?
I would never do that, because the moment you call someone, they'll say you're trying to. I know what would happen if I called someone to even say, do you know what? I did speak to you wrong that day, whatever. Yeah. Or if I called someone to say, why did you do this? That would be straight away intimidating witnesses.
Yeah.
So I've not spoke to no one. I've not called no one. I ain't tweeted no one. I'm not doing none of that.
So what's gone on work-wise since that day?
Nothing.
So when they say cancelled, you've not...
Yeah, nothing.
No work?
Nothing.
Not something coming up?
No.
Have you been writing?
Yeah.
Of course, now you must be.
Yeah, but that's my own. That's my own.
But,
thing.
you say right now,
that's therapy.
Therapy.
But the companies aren't touching you now. No. The smallest to the biggest.
No, nothing.
No offers on the table.
No.
All your shows off the TV.
Yep.
How are you coping with that mentally in your mind? How are you dealing with it? Because you go through stages right now.
Does anyone really care though?
I'm asking because...
No, I know you're asking.
Yeah, because I care, so I want to know.
But that's nice that you care. But I'm saying like, when you're asked, does anyone really care?
Well, we have to care.
Who cares? Who's asked that in the last 2 years? Who's asked that? Who online has asked that question?
You tell me.
No, you tell me.
I'm asking, has anyone asked you that?
No.
Okay. But I'll tell you this.
Expendable.
I'll tell you this.
Expendable.
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I'll tell you this. I've seen a changing of the tide on some platforms and some social media spaces on how they talk about you and how you're being viewed and the situations.
Bro, people love me, bro. In this, like, I know you said, oh, you speak to Melissa and Sandra and they're like, oh, that guy. Bro, in this whole time, I ain't been in a cave, bro. I've been doing my thing, taking my kids, going, eating, right? I ain't had one negative comment by people in the street. Not one. I still have my honking horn beep. Yo, stopping traffic. Yo, my guy, fuck off. Yeah, my guy, yeah, we love you, we love you. You know, I've not had one negative comment. I see Sky put out their little Instagram pictures getting 1,000 likes. I put up a bulletproof one the other day, got 20,000 likes. And yeah, we can't judge everything by likes and all this kind of stuff, but you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
It's a little sense of a temperature check of what's going on out there.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, but this is my point. This is, I think is the bigger picture. Like, you got to really look at how we are treated. And I'm not a person that's out there holding up the race card and all that. I'm really not. But you got to look at how we're treated. Expendable. Nobody's asked that question. You ask me how am I, nobody's asked me.
But I always deal with the human element, bro.
Let me give you an example. Remember when the boys missed the penalties at the Euros?
Yeah, of course. How could I forget?
Do you remember the treatment?
Of course.
What happened to my man when he missed the World Cup penalty?
We saw first hand.
Nothing.
We saw first hand.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Do you feel that? You see, like, you look at some of the Hollywood actors. No, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, that's bad because
he's talking
it's bad. Man were talking that when that happened. Man were talking that Kane's cursed and all of this talk. There weren't no nothing else.
Remember the word expendable.
I hear you, but let me ask you this as well. Since you're on that topic, you look at some of the Hollywood actors over the years. They might face some accusations like Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, them kind of man.
Yeah.
Their career still seemed to they just carried on.
That's right. My man won an Oscar still while he's wanted by the police.
Who did?
Roman Polanski. Couldn't even go collect it.
See?
They were like, yeah, come get your Oscar. He's like, you're mad. Roman's like, in France, like, yeah, I ain't going to get that. Or wherever he was. They're like, oh, then they tried to tell him, oh, fly to Sweden and get it. And he nearly got on the plane too. They was all waiting at, you know what I mean? Because they got extradition. Some countries got extradition deals with America, right? They've tried to get, like, bro, he won an Oscar while he's, you know what I mean? Woody Allen just carried on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just marry my daughter. Yeah, no drama.
Wild.
Allegedly. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't even think like I need to answer that question. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone can't see the picture from the BAFTAs tells you all you need to know. This year, the 2023 picture. That tells
I
you.
saw that picture.
That tells you all you need to know. This is the point.
All white, dog.
This is the point where you put
The
it up on
only
the screen.
only black person there, I think it was her name, Alison. Is her name Alison? The presenter from ITV. She was there representing, but she wasn't there as an award. I think she was she there as a? I can't remember, is her
She
name
was a
Alison?
host.
Yeah.
I don't want to misquote her name, but yeah, the black lady, she was in the mix of it. But other than that, it's all white. All white. It's just all white.
Yeah.
It's just all white. But this is England, so you could say, oh yeah, it's just by chance.
Nah, but
I don't
deeper
think
than
it's
that.
by chance.
And
I don't
sometimes,
think it's-
they want to teach man lessons by showing they can cut people out and let you know your place and your position.
Yeah,
You
see,
know what I'm saying?
here's the thing, right? Like, if you go back to the days, back in the days, like, if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to give an example to the rest of them, you take the loudest, bravest one and you hang him on the hill.
Yeah.
Because it keeps everyone else in line. Because you know the ironic thing, right? Bearing in mind that even you've heard, like, I was the troublemaker, I was the disruptor, I was the one. Even though people didn't really know what I was doing, they just see my swagger, my attitude, and it's like, I don't like. No one knew me, right? Even though I don't know what I'm doing, right? I don't know what I was gonna say now.
While you're thinking, tell me this: at any point, you're the guy. You've got it all going on. It's all happening. You're in charge of the purse. You're in charge of the revenue. You're Mr.
I've never been
Billy.
in charge.
All right then. Well, you're to the others. They see you as Billy Big Bollocks. You can stunt. You're one of the first ever to be as big as you are. At any point, were you acting like an arsehole and being like, you know what? I'm the man. Shut up. Go sit over
Never.
there. Okay.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
That's not who I am.
Okay.
That's just really not me. Now there might be people that would dispute that to you, but like I'm not.
No one's ever said that to me. I'm just asking.
That's not in my nature.
You know it can. You know how
I know
it
what you're
can
saying.
get.
You got asking the question in general because I
Yeah,
get it.
I'm asking. No one said that to me.
Because
I'm
the
asking
thing
as a
is-
general question.
Never.
Because when we come from nothing to something at times, we can start getting, inflated egos.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro. And again, let's go back to this. When have you ever seen me flash anything? Like, just think about social. Like, when have you ever seen me flash anything? Ever?
Okay.
Like, when have you ever seen me with like rings and chain and like grip? Like, when have you ever seen me flash anything? You ever seen me chat about a car or see me with like?
Understated.
Never. I was never ever doing that. I was never one of those guys. You know what I did? I went to work and I went home. Went to work. I lived for that shit. Like, it drove me. It drove me. While other man was out like. Champs, I was at home like working. I'm thinking, yeah, drink your champs, man. Drink your champs. Let's see who's drinking champs next year. Do you know what I mean?
People
Like,
have to understand
because here's the facts, right? People can call me whatever they want to call me, right? Is what it is, right? I'm a divisive guy, so that's fine, right? How many of them achieved what I achieved?
Talk to.
So do you know what I mean? Like. You can talk all you want, like, I can't stand this guy, he can't do this, he can't do that, he ain't a good actor, he ain't a good writer, he ain't a good... Fine. Achieve what I've achieved then. Because maybe I was terrible, but I was still getting there, so how did I do it? People always wanted to everything discredited. Newcomer Theatre Award. Voted for by the public. Yeah, but if that show, lucky, man. He's a token. He's inner, they love him. But industry never loved me. The reaction of what happened should show that the industry didn't love me. Because if they loved me and protected me, they wouldn't have turned on me like this. They never liked me. Is the real truth. But it's kind of, I had to be tolerated because I was just succeeding. So it was always a case of like waiting. And then when something happened, they were like, yeah, I knew it. There's no way this guy could be like, you know, such and such if, do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So like, I'm a tricky guy, bro. There's been times where like, for sure, I might talk harsh or I might be involved in a conversation that we're all having, but why should I be blamed for that conversation now? Do you know what I mean? And then it's a difficult one because I could throw other people under the bus, but why would I do? I just like.
No, we don't do that. That's not.
I just wouldn't do that.
That's not. Do
you know what I mean?
That's not the nature. That's not what we grew up on.
So I was never that sort of arsehole. I was never like that.
Okay, I was asking as a, you know, I was
Yeah,
asking.
I'm
I had
not.
to ask
I'm
that.
not offended, bro.
As we start to wrap up, what's next for you, brother? Like you said, that's not on the table. Like right now, there's not work on the table. What's next for you? What do you have planned? What can people look out for from Noel Clarke? What's
Nothing.
next for Noel Clarke? Nothing.
There's nothing. I'm just writing.
Just writing, yeah.
Writing and looking after my children.
Are you enjoying the extra time? I know it sounds mad because you're not working, but you've probably spent more time. I'm guessing because I know when things have gone on for me personally and I can't do certain things, and you lock in more on your children. Have you enjoyed the time spent?
Yeah, I spent more time with this. We got another baby. I spent more time with this kid at this age than the others, and that's just, you know, I tried to never miss anything. Like, you know what I mean? Because my dad missed everything, so I tried to never miss anything in terms of like milestones. Obviously, sometimes you're looking at my dry ankle in it, like.
Not just now, you're funny because
no.
I just noticed it as you did it.
I got out of the shower and then I rushed out because I had to walk. And you know you don't put the cocoa butter on.
That's funny.
Some
You kill
minor,
me, brother.
I respect the
It wasn't like I've been watching it. I just noticed it.
It's wild.
He's watched the whole time.
Yeah. And Douglas glasses, I know he's proper staring deep at the foot, you know. Yeah. I know he's staring at the foot.
It's minor, bruv. Like,
Yeah, I'm buying it.
but you know what it is?
We got
It's because of hygiene. Because I showered and I realised I had to walk. But there's a tube strike, so I had to dust.
It's like we both looked at each other at the same time.
Because he was like,
When he did it, when he changed foot, I looked, but I was trying, you know what? I was trying to see if he had socks on. That's what.
I got the short ones.
Yeah.
It's a minor. For those wondering, I usually cocoa butter my whole body, but because Pound wanted me here and I didn't want to cancel, I walked
I respect it.
almost 2 hours to get here.
I respect it. And
I walked 2 hours to get here. Anyway, so I'm enjoying the time. I never miss milestones, and I talk about this in another thing. I'll chat to you after anyway. I talk about this on another thing, but with the other boys, like when the first one was born, this is a testament to who I was, right? The first one was born, I was in post-production of a movie. When the second one was born, I was in post-production of a movie. When the third one was born, I was prepping a movie. So, but this one was born. This child was born, I was there. So I've spent more time with this kid at this age. Like, this kid loves me. Yeah, they all love me, but this one,
is a different kind of,
this one looks for me.
I get it.
This one looks for me.
I get it.
Like the others always, they would get up and it's like, mommy. This one is be like, yo,
So that's the.
where's daddy? Do you know what I mean? So there's a different bond which I can't say I haven't enjoyed. But I miss my work.
Of course, bro.
I miss my work.
Bro.
As you said, I was over the hill first. I was, you know, and people don't. This is what they call you a narcissist or call you arrogant. People don't realize what I was doing for them. They don't understand the stuff I was doing for people. They think that I was doing everything for me. And when I'm difficult, they think I'm being difficult for me. And actually, that wasn't the case.
Did you always have that in mind?
Always.
You were doing it for the people.
Always, bro.
Okay.
God is my witness.
Always looking at the bigger
God
picture.
is my witness, always. I always looked at how can I get more people in. That's all I ever did.
I know that I've got that mentality, so I can respect it because that's how I think.
People know how many people I put on. People just don't want to say that I put people on.
I hear you, my brother. I hear you. Well, we look forward to more from you. I hope that things take a turn for the better for you, because you've put in a lot of work. You laid a lot of foundation, bro. Like, if you're gonna mention UK films that document a certain lifestyle and a certain demographic and what we grew up with, you're gonna have to mention kidulthood, adulthood. There's no two ways about it, bro. Like, they're undeniable. Like, you can try to erase it from time, but you can't, because it's deep in our minds, and it's a big part of the culture, huge part of the culture, huge. So I just hope things take a turn for the better. Keep writing. I'll definitely I know you won't stop in it, but keep writing, bro, and just keep. You never know what tomorrow brings.
That's it.
A man says that to me all the time, you know. I won't say who. One of the men, he always says to me, he's like, boy, you don't know what tomorrow brings, you know.
Trust me.
And you don't, bro. So just keep on. It's good that you're speaking more. I hope you continue to speak more as well, so that people get understanding.
I think people
To be
need
honest,
to hear man's side.
I wish I didn't have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have.
The new day now, bro.
I would have happily
day.
left people alone if they left me alone. Do you know what I mean?
But like you said at the beginning, you said we're in a new times.
It's a new day.
You have to talk. Like, the thing
a
is,
new
because
day.
the people feel like they're judge and jury.
Yeah.
And I think,
And-
especially where maybe life might be taking you now.
And a lie moves faster than the truth if it's more entertaining now in the thing, in the times that we're in now. So yeah, you gotta be vocal with it. But I'm glad that you chose to come and sit with me and to express yourself. You cleared up a lot of points that I'm sure a lot of people wanted to know.
Maybe I didn't clear up some, but
I'm sure. Listen, there's always going to be more. They're going to say that I didn't ask I
Right
didn't do
question.
this, and
Why
you
didn't
didn't
ask
do
about
that,
that?
and you can't please everyone. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can only speak. We've got one life to live, and you're living it. You spoke your truth, and I appreciate having you here. And hopefully,
Thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate. We'll speak again, and yeah, man, just big up, and yeah, let's keep moving the thing forward.
Come on.
Noel Clarke was in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Blessings.
It's another one.
thank
Come
you.
on, fam. Bless.
Stat.